Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to another episode of Africa Point of View. You know what it is, where we discuss matters that concerns Africa. And on today's episode, I have with me Akoto, right? And I have with me here Kelly. Then I have Coach Desmond. So today, guys, we are discussing about why the International League gained more popularity than African League. And I want to start with you. Which club do you support?
I support Chelsea.
Wow. And Coach Desmond, which club do you support?
I'm a Barcelona fan.
Barcelona fan. And Akoto, which club do you support?
Well, I support good football.
Oh, for me, I support Arsenal. But it is so unfortunate that none of us is supporting any local league here. Why is that so?
You see, I feel the leagues here in Ghana, I won't be precise with other countries like South Africa or Zambia, but precisely Ghana. It's not pleasing. It's not pleasant. You see, you understand? Our infrastructure, one, bad. Our parks are being invaded. A typical park is the Linkley. It has been invaded with snakes. And who would like to go to a stadium that has snakes in there? You understand? Yeah. And a much focus is not given to the Premier League. At first, Ghana Premier League was being shown on DSTV. But as we speak, it is no more effective. Look at compared to the other European leagues. You watch them on DSTV. Even with like me, I'm speaking for myself, from my perspective. If you watch DSTV, their cameras are very good. You watch the turf, and it's so pleasant. You feel like watching. But then you come to Ghana, even Ghana Premier League is being shown on just one TV station, Max TV. If Max TV doesn't show, you wouldn't even have the chance to watch it. So some of these things are what is making our league not favorable, not pleasant. You understand? Because much sponsorship and all that doesn't even go into it.
And Coach Desmond, what was your opinion about this?
Well, she's right. She's right. I mean, if you look at football now, the Ghana Premier League doesn't even have a sponsorship as we speak now. Doesn't even have sponsorship, and I mean, these are some of the things that we've been having issue with from the very beginning. Quality of the pitches. I mean, one of the most important things that I'm sure we'll talk about is the marketing and promotion.
Yeah, we're going to dive into that. But, first of all, I think we really need to establish the problems. And I would like to throw the question at you. You, as a player, what are the challenges that you think the players here in Africa are facing?
We are facing financial challenges, very hard, especially in Ghana. So if they can do more about our finances, I think we are good to go.
And Koshi, if I may throw this question to you, how much do you think the average player earn in Ghana?
Averagely, a Ghanaian player probably takes home maybe 2,500 Ghana cedis a month. That is what an average Ghanaian player takes home, and it's not something that we can be proud of. I mean, looking at the cost of living in Ghana and all these things, it won't take you anywhere. So averagely, I think 2,500 Ghana cedis is what the average player gets here in Ghana.
Kelly, in the past, you used to play football professionally, right? And if you want to compare the benefits that the foreign players, gain from their club to what the African player gain, how can you compare the two?
Really vast difference, because if we should talk about European players or the foreign players are being paid weekly. But these teams, if coach can be audible about that, they are paid monthly. Sometimes these pays don't even come regularly. They don't come. Players have to be lamenting and asking of their bonuses and all that. You understand? So I think back then when I started from, you see, when you come to the scratch, like from where I'm coming from, my mom was even not in support of me playing football, because African parents want us to go to school, learn, be a pilot, be a lawyer, or be a doctor or something, because football will not play. So I was hiding playing football. So until I went to senior high school, I started from inter-houses Then you proceed to inter-schools, go to zonals. When I went to zonals, back then I was taking as low as 26 Ghana cedi. That was back like 5 years ago. And it was nothing to preach, but then as at that time, when you receive it, it feels like the biggest. You understand? Yeah. But which I feel is not so encouraging compared to if probably I wasn't here and I'm somewhere in the US or probably some European countries, I might earn more than that because I felt I was doing best, I was doing most. I was captaining my team, I was a striker, I was taking my team, we were scoring. People had hopes in me. People were like, you have to score, and I do it. So you understand, if you do and you get as low as 26 CDs, it doesn't make sense.
Is that what discouraged you to stop football?
No. If you have passion for football, you don't give up. You just look at the people. The people like what you do. The people be like, you are the one we got. If you're not on there, we're gonna lose. So you don't look. I don't look at the money. I look at the fame, the respect, and then the passion for the game.
But at the same time, you have to also look at the money because imagine if you're working and you're not getting paid. I think it's very discouraging. Am I right?
Yes, I understand that. But we come from a community where the money is not coming. So probably if I should say, if they don't give me money, I'm going to boycott the match. I'm thinking about my school, my personality, and then the community I find myself. You understand? So I'll just have to sometimes just not think about the money, play when I'm down, and probably I'll lament for my money. That's what I do.
Coach, like they usually said, charity begins at home. What are the primary problems that you feel like, the local leagues are facing here in Ghana or in Africa as a whole?
So one of the huge problems that most people don't realize is the quality, even the quality of players. Now, so if you get the best of the quality at the top level, you have to start from the juvenile side. So there's a huge problem from our coach football. My team, I'm a coach of Aurora Asked. We are based in Israel, close to Sotium. And we have right from U8, under 8. So U8, U11, U13, U15, U17, and then third division. So imagine, with all you can imagine the number of players we have in our ranks, and there are just me and then the other coach Ralph, who are financing all these things. So but this is how our coach league are structured. So you play the U17 plays every week. So you play U17 this week, and then you play U13 this week. So the following week you play U17 and U15. So we pay referee fees for all these things, all these matches. And then when it gets to the third division too, and then some will go away financing. A huge problem in Ghana football.
And right now, where do you get the fund from?
We just from our other works, we work and we put the money in there. And at this very beginning, it's not paying. It's like you are sacrificing. And with me, I'm so passionate about this because me as a coach, so I always tell my boys, I'm not investing in you to make money out of you tomorrow. No. I'm investing in myself, and I don't want to. I want to change the narrative of coaching. I don't want to be one of these coaches whose dream is to. You want to go out there, get the experience, we bring it here. So, in as much as I'm financing you, it doesn't mean I'm putting you on a pedestal where tomorrow I will sit here and I will look up to you to come and get me paid. No, I'm also climbing the ladder. I'm also learning. I'm moving up. So basically, the money that we are getting from the other places we are putting. So we are growing ourselves, and then we are helping the players grow.
Yeah, like rightly said, meaning you are just working and using the money that you are getting from your work
and invest in the football.
In the football club. How is it supposed to be done? That's how it's supposed to be done. But most teams have financiers. You have people who, business partners who see the future of these boys and would say, let me put my money here. And investors, all they do is they put their money here and then they'll get it tomorrow. And why do you think the investors are not coming in for African clubs?
One, it's not appealing. Two, it's not paying very well. I mean, now it's changing. I mean, everything is actually changing, but that's how it changes. It comes gradually.
You rightly established one point, which is you said it's not appealing. I want you to delve into this. Can you give us some example of what you mean by it is not appealing?
Okay, so when we say someone is a coach, just somebody who's interested in football, who just gather players and they have no knowledge, they don't read and all those things. They have like no real knowledge about what coaching entices. Coaches were just people who are enthusiastic about football and want to put boys together and train them. So and me being a coach, I've seen so many young coaches recently. I mean, we've played with other teams. I've seen we go on meetings. I've seen representatives of teams, and there are lots of young boys. And these guys, when they speak, these guys are learning. These guys are learning. So there are a young crop of coaches that are coming up, and they are changing the narrative. I mean, you watch these kids play, and this is a textbook ball. They are playing from a board. They are being taught what to do from the dressing room, and they are doing it here.
So do you mean that the coaches are not getting enough education?
Yes. So this is how our football is structured. So all the regions, we have districts, right? In Greater Accra, we have 12 districts. So what the GFA is doing now is picking 30 coaches from each district. So 30 coaches from all the 12 districts of Accra, and then we'll enroll them in the coaching course. Now the coaching course, there's a license D, there's a C, there's a B, and there's a A. So there's a GFA license D, which is introductory. So that is what the GFA is doing now. I mean, 30 coaches from each district, they will enroll them in the introductory, which is the license D, and then from there you will further it yourself. So that's what I'm saying. It's changing. It's a step in the right direction. So it's starting from there. I mean, we'll see.
Akoto, you as a player now, do you think you are getting enough professionalism from your coaches?
Not really, because as coach said earlier on, there are some coaches they need to learn a lot. You understand? Some of them are coaching based on their experience, but then they have to learn a lot.
And what are the basic skills that you feel like you're lacking when you look at the international players?
Infrastructure, one.
No, I mean skills, like apart as a footballer.
As a footballer.
Yeah, like you when you look at C. Ronaldo, you look at Messi and the like, you just feel like, maybe I think my coach is not trying at all. Look at the way this one is playing. Look at this.
The education, the education, that's the most important thing. Because as a footballer, you have to learn for you to be to get there.
And Kelly, why do you think we are having baby nursing baby in the African? Yeah.
I quite agree with coach. You see, I feel before you be assigned a team, okay, for you to coach, you need to be licensed as a coach. When you go to, I think he has a broad knowledge about the coast, like right from the juvenile to that's like the coast. You could see I want to use the term is like grassroots. These are like people who understand football. They are football fanatics. He happens to know where 6 can stand, 5, 2, and 3 on the park. So automatically he is a coach. No disrespect to them. Yes, they are good coaches. But like he's saying, these people need to be taken for courses for them to learn the kind of work they are doing. You understand? We have a lot of those coaches in the system. And that draws down to education. If you don't have knowledge of what you are teaching the boys, what do you expect them to play? I feel we are seeing a lot from the foreign side, and I think we are not saying copy, learn from them. Okay, so this is what we need to do to make our leagues appealing. Let me touch on one thing. With the word I used, appealing. See, I was speaking about, even look at the level of probably, let's say, cameras that are being shown our games we watch. They are not of the best. Sometimes you can be watching a crucial Hearts of Oak and Kotoko, and then the transmission can be off. It will come back in like 5 or 10 minutes time. Something you don't often see when you watch the foreign leagues. They might have a scratch, probably, and be back. Sometimes, like I know this upcoming Euros that is going to be organized starting on 14 June. If you should watch DSTV, okay, they bring pundits who understand football, who play football. You understand? If you watch Premier League, you have the likes of Andy Townsend, Hardgraves, and Gary Neville, Owen Scholes. These people understand football. They've played before. They've been to some sort of level, so they understand it. So he understands when he's speaking from that perspective. But you watch some Ghanaian channels. I don't want to mention names, but I want to watch some Ghanaian channels, and they bring people who don't even understand football.
And before we delve into that TV stations, the way they report football, I think I really want to go back and also agree with everybody, because it's like everyone is saying that the coaches need more training, right? So now I want us to talk about the attitude of players, most especially the young players. You know, you as a coach now, I'm sure you interact with them, you engage with them almost every day. What is the attitude of players, like African players that are, striving to go to the top? What is their attitude? Are they passionate?
Passionate they are, but I mean, Bly Kenson, for instance, recently resigned from his post, and there were so many reports, and others were saying because of how he was speaking to the players. I mean, they're saying they are juveniles and you have to speak to them in a certain way. So, as a coach, now Lai is one of the, I admire him so much because of where he's come from. I mean, in his playing days, when he speaks, I mean, and the difference now, I mean, kudos to Lai Kenson. And then, here is the issue. Now, as a coach, there are two things that you have to have. You have to be disciplined, you have to have patience. And you have to learn every individual and their characteristics, right? So there's I mean, 3 different personalities. So maybe this one will do something wrong. The way I will speak to him should be different from the way I speak to you. So last season I had this player, very good player, an extremely good player, very passionate about the game. And he was a type that if he misses a chance and then you shout on him, he gets frustrated. He can't even play the game anymore. Exactly. He's a type that when he misses a chance, you call him, relax, just play football, relax, enjoy. He will give you what you're looking for. And there are others where I would have to shout at them, wake up, what are you doing? Play. That is what makes him concentrate. So it all comes down to the education of the coaches. I mean, when you go, you learn all these things, every player and how you speak to them. So you have to be firm, you have to be disciplined, and then you have to be very patient. Given that they are kids, and how you shape them is how they turn up.
And Akoto, I want you to be very audible now, because it's like I'm trying to come to your side more. And I want to ask you, do you think the African players are ready, but the coaches are not, because they lack the education? And here is hungry player that just want to learn about football, and push Africa forward.
Somehow, because there are also good coaches around. You understand? It's not that the coaches are no good. We have so many footballers. We are very talented. But talent alone cannot take you there. You understand? You need to be dedicated, and then you have to learn. You understand? You have to learn more. So it depends. So as a footballer, you should know where you want to end your career. You know where you are going and where you are coming from. So you need to be ready, you're determined, and then you have to learn, and you have to be disciplined as well. Football comes with discipline, and now football has changed. It has been more scientific and very technical, unlike only the talent. So you have to learn as a footballer.
And do you think the players are receiving enough encouragement?
You don't take care of the players properly. If you win, you treat it on your own. If you win, unless you're a talisman, you are the eye of the team. But if you win, you treat it on your own.
Is there any particular experience that you can recollect that make you feel like, I don't think I really want to continue playing for local league before?
We were playing match and I got injured at my teeth. My teeth all shift. And they have to go to surgery. But they don't mind it. My mother and my family members who find me outside and treat my teeth for me. And I was in the house, no management, no phone call.
Encouragement, not really. In Ghana, not really.
Can you give any example that you can just recollect? Or
as I said earlier on, finances, and then you need good pitches to play good football.
Most coaches at the juvenile level are the owners of their own teams. Most coaches. So I mean, when it comes to encouragement, they all want their players to succeed so they get something out of them in future. That is actually, they all want them to succeed. Now, as a player, where do you get your motivation from? So one time we play, there's this small pools that we play every afternoon. I go there and I officiate for them. And so one time these kids were playing and one of them was sitting on the bench. And what he said was, born, I mean in tree, he was like, born a crowd, he's a very young boy, like 17, 18 years old. And it was like, born a crowd, so meaning this ball that you are playing, I mean, there's nowhere you are going with it. So I just stand there and I look at him, I'm like, hey, what are you saying? Are you serious? A very good footballer too. I'm like, why do you have this mentality? So much pessimism. He himself doesn't even believe he has somewhere that, I mean, he can mature to.
And if I may ask you, Kelly, do you, and I'm going to push the question to everybody as well, do you think the African football can succeed without foreign influence?
That I don't see working. It will not work. It will not.
Why?
Because see, literally these foreign teams or these European leagues we watch are making us understand that, oh, okay, so in football, there's a lot that can be achieved, or there's a lot that needs to be changed in African football. You see, let me speak in terms of these technologies they brought, like the VAR, the goal line technology, which was borrowed these foreigners. These foreigners brought this. They made us understand this, that there's something if you play across the bar and a bit of the circumference passes the line, there's with the watch the referee has, there's a vibrator to it and he feels it and quickly signals to the center line. VAR, if something goes wrong, we can go back to it and watch. So it means that there's a lot in football that these foreigners have brought and we need to learn from them. From my perspective, well, it can succeed with or without them, but I feel they matter.
These boys are like products that we are exporting. That's basically how it is. And he's playing football because he wants to change home. He wants to change how things are back home. Can he achieve the same thing here as it stands now in the next 10 years, even in the next 15 years?
So no player can become better in Africa in the next 10 years. I mean, earning millions of dollars.
No, millions of dollars. I mean, it depends on what you want to achieve as an individual and the level you want to get in life. I've seen people, and I always use Yusuf Chips as a yardstick. He's a former Kotoko player, and he's making a lot of money now. What did he do? So, after football, he enrolled himself in player management course. Now he manages is it close to 30% of the Ghanaian players here, and he's broken great deals for them. I mean, these guys are getting supposedly paid well, but the kind of pay you are getting here, that's what I'm asking. Say, it all comes down to the individual. How do you want your life? How do you want to be in some like Egypt? Egypt is doing well. They are paying the players well. People move from here to Egypt, but there are players who are in Egypt who want to go to Europe. They are paying well, mind you. They are paying well compared to other African countries. So a Ghanaian will be so happy if he gets a move to Egypt.
And Akoto, what's your projection? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Do you want to play in Africa or you want to play in Europe?
Probably to play in Europe.
And do you think you can fulfill your career if you are in Africa in the next 10 years as a player?
Oh, why not? Because looking at the Elalis and the Sounders, they are doing good. They are paying their players well. So clubs like this, if you are playing for them, I think you are okay. You are good to go.
And Kelly, what do you think about this?
But then if you should be here in 5 or 10 years and there's no, like he said, there's no even major sponsorship for the main Premier League, and you see yourself achieving that, because if there's good sponsorship, investors are trooping in, and we can earn that kind of money, not close to what they earn out there, but then very reasonable amount of money here. If the league is not making sense. So I don't see anything.
What do you think the foreign clubs are doing right that we are not doing in Africa?
They are doing everything right that we are not doing well here. The juvenile development, sponsorship, financing, education, football science. Now that is how the tennis. They are investing in so many things that we are not doing here. So the difference is like Right to Dreams, for instance. Now just this call up. There are 6 players from the Right to Dreams Academy. 6 players just from one academy. So imagine if we have like 6 more academies like Right to Dreams in Ghana. Can you imagine the kind of players we will have? And all these right to Dreams boys, they went from Right to Dreams. Now they go through Nordjylland, they go through all these teams in Europe, and then they will come back. So I mean, that is basically how it is. It can be. It's not now. So many things that we would have to improve, and as I said earlier on.
Yeah, and I want to bring this thing back to CAF now. CAF pay $4 million, and UEFA pays 92 million, dollars to the winners. So, what do you think about this? Do you think this figure is is also contributing to the low attention that we're getting for our African league?
Can you imagine at the beginning of this season's third division, each team was given one football. Now the RFA, the Regional Football Association, takes the money. The head of the Regional Football Association is being paid monthly. The head of the District Football Association is not paid at all. It's not given anything. How do you find? So at our last Congress, I voiced out even before I got active in all these things that we're doing. I'm like, we pay at the end of every season. If you calculate the amount of money that we spent, it's close to 10,000 every season. So imagine a club like us who don't have support from anywhere. Now we buy our own football. One football costs around 300 cedis. If you want a good football, maybe 250, 300 cedis. And it won't even last 5 months. So we start a season and you give each team one football. One. How are you trying to improve the football? Now the RFA takes the money. That don't even give you anything. Now the irony of this thing is, when the district association gathers the money, we pay it to the RFA. Our referee fees are being paid to the RFA. Our affiliation fees that we paid at the beginning of every season, third division, you pay 500 cedis. The coach will pay 350 cedis.
Do you think CAF is adding any value to the African football clubs?
When you talk about value, I mean, just as an umbrella, CAF, just as falling under the umbrella, CAF is what we can boast of. And I mean, clubs are financing themselves; they're doing everything themselves. Unless you get to even all these CAF confederation, this CAF tournament, there are certain stage you have to get to before you get money from it. I mean, not really anything we can boast of.
So now let me take the whole conversation now to the fans aspect now, because we also need to talk about the reaction of the fans, because I visited one event recently which I saw hundreds of people rocking different international club jersey, but I look around, I was searching with my camera, looking around just to find somebody putting on Kotoko or Liberty or this thing. I can't find. So why is that so?
If it's 100%, 90% will go and watch the Global League and leave Kotoko in house. Probably you get only like 10% watching. So again, it's the branding and the marketing. They are doing something right, and we need to learn from them.
Do you think the fans are not supporting the local league?
A few years back, the GFA was trying to do a hashtag Bring Back the Love, and it was working. 2 seasons ago, I'm a staunch Barcelona fan. I'm also a very huge Accra Hearts of Folk fan. 2 seasons ago, Barcelona will be playing Clasico. I will leave that and go to the stadium and go and watch Accra Hearts of Folk.
What has changed?
Now, what has changed is so many things has changed. One is my team not doing so well. That's just when they need my support too. But so one is that, the other is the marketing has gone down. The marketing has gone down drastically. I mean, back then it was picking itself up. People were going to the stadiums to go and watch. It was growing rapidly. People were really, really going to the stadium. But then last season and this season, I mean, the outcome is just it's going down the hill.
And talking of which, the marketing, why do you think, like big companies like Henneken, like they sponsor the last match that we watched, right, in Accra here. So why do you think they stopped, sponsoring the local league?
He was talking about 2 seasons ago when the league was encouraging, entertaining people. I think they started with, I think one initiative that they started I was very happy was Legon Cities. Normally when they have matches, they bring artists on board to perform. You see, and so you are there, you probably like, okay, Legon Cities, Accra House of Folk. Shatawale might be coming, Stoneboy might be coming to the stadium, so probably you would like to leave probably your El Clasico and then go and watch. I think that's another factor, the fun aspect of the football. Like when we watched the Champions League, you could see the closing ceremony. They had artists coming through. After the game, Usher came to perform. That's another thing that I think motivates the youth, yes, to come and watch it. And then I think one major reason why I feel the youth, I will talk about 2 things. One is the effect of some youth thinking voodoo, black magic, is related to the local leagues.
How?
Yes.
How is that possible?
Coach here, he knows what I'm talking about.
Is it true, Coach?
Is with especially with Hearts and Kotoko. And they'll tell you before Hearts is going to play, they're going to do whatever thing, and they will come and then the match.
Coach, I want to ask you this.
Coach is very much aware of that. People feel. 2, match fixing. Some match fixing they do is very obvious. Very, very, very obvious. You could see, I tell people with the foreign leagues, sometimes I see match fixing, but it's not so obvious. For you to
meaning there's a lot of corruption going on in the African League. Is it true, Coach?
There's some level of corruption. Corruption goes on everywhere. Or you can't talk with the foreign leagues. Sometimes you can see this match is well fixed, but then it doesn't look so obvious for you to see that yes, this match has been fixed.
Looking forward, what role or what step do you think the CAF needs to take in order to take the African League, to the top? So, what's your point of view? Please put your comments below. And thank you very much for watching this episode of African Point of View.